from GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. It's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. Taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
Well, it is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest, as we welcome you to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Gonzalez. Still going inside the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A great play there. 75 yards. And the Chiefs are on the board here first in the season opener. We thought that may be a quick strike offense this season. That is lightning quick. Not bad for the first drive of the year. First quarter, we get you back to the action to see how this defense can do on this upcoming drive. Now a first carry for their fullback. Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5. 2nd down and 8. First carry here for Ken Walker. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
The Seahawks send out their punter, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And taken at the 46. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the... play action. They'll throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
That sack, it goes to Boye Mafe. They tried to go with a little play. Action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City.
Noah Gray.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Chiefs are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, it's only week 1, CD, but right now this offense, they look in mid.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Oh, no. The first throw of his career is intercepted.
And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? Yeah.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
And this is taken in at the 5.
And he'll be touched down to the end, but a big play on that one.
But he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago as he starts off week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a big year. He just gave us excellent evidence of his belief.
Second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Now they send a man in motion right. He'll drop to throw. Being chased out left. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. It's their quarterback with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns.
And the Chiefs are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in Week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Sticking with Walker on second down.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there and a first.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They'll look to throw now on first down.
A short throw pulled in by Bellinger.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
A short throw pulled in by Bellinger.
Call it a gain of a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down.
On is Jake Bailey to send this one away.
Fielded at the 20.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards.
And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over.
Well, everything right now that they touch.
back to throw now on first down. That is incomplete.
Quality coverage that time to slow down what's been the main source of offense against them thus far. Got to find a way to slow down.
So a 1st and 10 coming up for the offense here in the second quarter. Let's see what this defense can do. Again, he'll drop to throw.
This one goes underneath to Walker.
Room here to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Repeated the last play, finding Walker.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Another completion there, and you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the first round, getting the start here, as we mentioned, in week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely, because going in the first round, people are going to clamor for you to be the starter right away, but many teams want you to get your feet wet first, maybe just kind of hang out behind a veteran starter.
And he's taken down, a cheap sack. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. They'll throw now on the final play. And this is going to be incomplete. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll get started out in Denver, and it's the Broncos who have the lead in the second quarter. Marvin Mims, a touchdown reception. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Adonai Mitchell, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get out to Southern Nevada and see what's happening with the Raiders at home in Las Vegas. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Brock Purdy with 3 touchdown passes.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
And the half will begin with a touchback. The Seahawks. Offense set to go to begin this third quarter. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this.
Third quarter begins with a run by Walker. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Off the option, he'll try and run with it. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. Trying the left side with Walker. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the counter, it's Walker. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. And going right back to Walker. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 1st down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll get this out wide to Metcalf. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. And that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Out of the gun, Walker with it. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. Still going inside the 20. And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year, week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll look to throw here. Open man is Juwan Jennings. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they start.
And the Chiefs are going to get him. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd.
And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They're going to look to throw. Catch is made by Metcalf. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. He'll look to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Felt compelled to... Go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Back to throw again. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Down the left sideline. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. But not only is this defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one, and even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already,
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
if you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now they got to get to the line quickly. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And his throw here's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And this is caught. Jennings. And out of bounds right around the 20. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll look to throw again. He's got his target. That's complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is going to get out of bounds through the end zone, and that will go as a turnover as the defense will get it at the 20-yard line. Well, obviously you never want to fumble, but if you do, good to be towards the sideline and saves them the possession.
Saves the embarrassment, saves it going down on the play sheet as a turnover. But I still think it should go to the defense, even if they don't recover it. If you give up the football, you gave up.
They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Yep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play there for KC. 56 yards.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, CD, I mean, simply put, if anyone around the league wasn't paying attention to them to start this season, they will be heading into Week 2. This has been an impressive Week 1 performance.
They've certainly announced that they are ready to...
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the 4th quarter and a big deficit, Charles, but they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense is they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Kansas City, you can't ask for a better start as they pitch a shutout here in the opener. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Chiefs
On now to punt. Here's Bradley Pinion.
And we'll see what he can do on the return. Oh, good move. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And now here comes Kansas City.
Charles, this offense, they've been on a roll. 2 drives ago, they scored. Remember, last drive was that one play touch.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to take another shot here. And this is caught.
And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down at the 2. So close.
A big play there for KC. And even 50 yards.
Oh, man, disappointment that he couldn't finish that off in the end zone. What an effort there, doing all he can to get to the pylon, and he's going to wind up out of bounds just short. But a huge play there, going to set him up with 1st and goal from very short range.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. They'll set up a throw. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs.
Noah Gray.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Chiefs have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, this offensive unit, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that, because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now, start your comeback, but you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
They run over center with Benson.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the 1st down.
Now here's Bradley Pinion now.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Pulled in at the 24. A 40-yard punt, no return.
The Chiefs going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards. yards here on first down on the sack. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where it was the Patriots who were able to come away with the victory. Drake May, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud, 3 touchdown passes as his guys moved to 2-0 on the young season. Finally, let's get out to Southern Nevada and see what's happening with the Raiders at home in Las Vegas. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Denver Broncos. Jaylen Warren, over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the third quarter. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Cardinals ready to go here to start the third quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together. They'll start on the ground with Benson. He'll get this to the 24, and it's second down. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Felix Anudike-Uzomah, the man to get home for the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll set up to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And it's fielded at the 34. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over. So here are the Chiefs to take over. They're in the driver's seat right now, and they were winners last week over the Seattle Seahawks, so trying to keep that momentum moving in the positive. Back to throw here. Forced out to his left. That ball caught. It's Rice. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That's good for 28 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
He'll look to throw. Out to his left. Throw over the middle, caught by the tight end Gray. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Flushed out right. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. From 6 yards away.
And the Chiefs will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. So I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most...
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
The disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8. Going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Now back to throw.
He'll get that complete to Harrison.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Wilson. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. The Cardinals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
He's to the 15.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow. Let's go ahead and put check marks by it all, partner. No points, down by 4 touchdowns, haven't had anything going today on offense. Why not add a late sack to the mix? Obviously a day to forget for all involved. Let's give plenty of credit to this defensive effort. They've been excellent from start to finish.
Open man here is Benson. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here.
Here is third and quite a ways. Throwing for the out route, he finds Wilson.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. He'll look to set up his blockers. They juked him.
A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards.
And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively, they do have all. Oh, what a move. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And now they're in the hurry-up.
On 1st down, they go back to Pacheco. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. Now, this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. He'll take it inside the 25.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Second and 7.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Dancing to his left. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule, because we're going to have to play again next.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
Pass to the right, and he's got McBride.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Chiefs, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to New England to take on the Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals,